Now, more than 500 tons of rock lobster and other marine species washed up the west coast around Doringbaai and Elandsbaai due to red tide. People have been advised not to collect or consume any of the dead fish, lobster and shellfish, as they contain toxins. Our Newzroom Afrika reporter, Nasipi Simon, joins us live now from Elandsbaai. Nasipi, very good afternoon to you. How much lobster has been lost? Is there a sense of numbers looking at the situation behind you?
Well, Paul, of course, and what we do understand now is that just over or possibly well over 500 tons of lobster, including other marine life, has been lost just in the recent days, and this follows, the phenomenon on the 1st of March, where lobsters crawled out of the ocean, including other marine life. Taking into account what has happened, we do know that it was due to the red tide, and basically the marine life in the ocean struggling to get oxygen, hence why they crawled out of the water to get that much needed oxygen. And that is why we're seeing all of them all across the beachfront here in Elandsbaai, and we do understand that mop-up operations are underway, and the Department of Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment has also activated the West Coast Rock Lobster Contingency Plan, with various stakeholders coming on board, including the municipality here. We do know that, the community of Elandsbaai, which is a very small fishing community, is obviously been heavily impacted by what has happened, seeing that no one is allowed on the ocean. And what you're seeing now is the municipality at work trying to remove the dead lobster and marine life that is already washed up. And after the marine life walked out, or rather crawled out of the water, we do understand that the ones that were surviving, that is the lobster of course, were taken by the department all the way to Lambertsbaai, which is a neighboring town, and shipped off by a ship. Rather they did use a ship, and they have dumped them in the ocean where there is a bit more oxygen. We do understand that this is not a new phenomenon, according to the Department of Fisheries, saying that usually around this time, towns like Elandsbaai experience such, and this has been happening for over a century. And basically the 500 tons of lobsters and other marine life is one of the biggest that they have counted in the last.
Nasipi, just looking at distance, how much distance has this wastage sort of covered, looking at the impact that it has on the environment?
Well, for the stretch of kilometers that we walked on, roughly say it's about 2 kilometers, but we didn't walk the entire beachfront. However, we do know that it has covered the entire beachfront of Elandsbaai, and that is why in the recent, or rather in the past few days, law enforcement officers, including SAPS, were deployed on this beachfront to keep away the public, as we do know that the department has called on the public not to consume the marine life that has come out of the water, saying that it is not of a consumption due to the toxic levels, and they don't want people to take any of the marine life on the beachfront, including consuming them. However, speaking to the community of Elandsbaai that basically relies on the sea life to put bread and butter on the table, they are saying that it could be months before they go out to sea, as now, because of the red tide, they don't know whether or not there are any marine life in this ocean for them to actually go in the water and take and possibly sell to people. So at this very moment, the scientists are anticipating that the beach could be closed, or rather sea life might not be in this vicinity up until May.
In the meantime, what are officials doing to ensure that people do not consume any of the species at the shore?
Well, at the moment, police are on guard and on high alert to ensure that no one does come to this specific vicinity where the lobsters currently are. But we do also understand that the municipality of Cedarburg has, or rather working on a budget to ensure that they do bring in the community to assist in terms of disposing of the sea life that is here on the beach, and they will be paying them a daily stipend rather. However, that is not going to last for a very long time. They've only anticipated that they will only be employing the community for about 5 days to rid or rather to dispose of the marine life that is here. So after 5 days, the community then goes back to sitting back in their various homes without anything to do or without any means to make money and provide for their families.
Very well, let's leave it there for now. Nasipi Same giving us an update there. As you can see, the hundreds of lobster and shellfish that the public have been warned to stay away from because they do contain toxins. It's a story that we will continue to monitor as Nasipi Same brings us the latest. Now.